Okay, good afternoon YouTube. Just had this print finish on the 3D printer and I need to take it off of the BuildTak FlexPlate. So I thought I'd give you 5 tips for using the FlexPlate and also just BuildTak in general. So with the FlexPlate, if you want to take the FlexPlate off when it's hot, tip number 1, gloves, because you got to take that off. And you can see this part was printed in ABS plastic. It's a large, long part, and we had just perfect bed adhesion, no warping at all. And so to remove from the flex plate, you just do that and kind of flex it over here and there, and then, but there you go. We have the part release. With the flex plate, you still are going to have to scrape a little bit because like this outline or brim isn't stiff enough to flex off. So actually you do need to scrape that a little bit. But if you get under it and just kind of follow it around, it'll come off pretty easily. So the next tip here is when you put the plate back in, you can rotate it 90 degrees, and that way you're spreading the printing out over the whole BuildTak surface. So you want to do that with BuildTak anyway, is you want to print here and here and here. You don't want to just print everything right in the middle, because if you do that, you'll wear out the material right in the middle. So you want to move your prints around. So with the flex plate, you have the additional flexibility of being able to rotate the flex plate every time you put it on, just so that you can more easily cover the whole surface. Then another tip, at least with the flex plate, is you can leave that a little bit long. I've got about maybe 4 or 5 millimeters of the flex plate hanging over the edge here, because when the printer starts, it comes over here and it lays down what they call a purge or a wipe pass. So it comes over here and then runs out about 30 millimeters of filament just to prime the extruder and get the air out and get everything working. Well, if you do that all the time, you're going to wear out this part of your BuildTak right here. That's another tip, is you can do that, and I'll show you at the end of the video a bonus tip to eliminate that altogether. But at least by rotating the plate, you're spreading these wipe passes over 4 different sections of the BuildTak. The next tip is, when I'm using this flex plate, there's additional material. You've got that magnetic base, and then you've got the sheet of steel, and then the BuildTak all sitting on top of the glass, which is sitting on top of the heater down here. So I preheat the build plate probably 15 minutes now instead of 10 minutes if I'm starting up cold, and that lets the whole thing come up to temperature a little better. The other big thing here is, yeah, it's cooled down enough I can touch it. There used to be a sticker right here. Remove that sticker. Now I kept the sticker down below here, if we look. So there's the sticker that used to be on the bottom of the plate. That sticker has a thickness. And what I found out the hard way, I was trying to level the bed, and I would get the center height set properly with my test material there, and then I'd come over and do all 4 corners to check the bed level, and I would have a bigger gap here and here, and on all the corners, and it was the thickness of that sticker right in the middle that was causing a bulge in that flex plate. So the 5 big tips are: gloves, if you're going to take this off hot. Number 2, get rid of that sticker, take it off. And then number 3 is, when you put this plate back on, you can rotate it every time you take a print off. And then also, if you're doing this wipe pass, leave the front a little bit overhanging, because then that way, instead of printing right on the edge, it's printing in a ways, so you have less chance of tearing this BuildTak up. And I'll show you at the end here a way you can get rid of that altogether. And then the last tip is let it preheat a little longer if you're using this FlexPlate, just because there's more material that you're having to heat up. If you stay tuned, I will show you one tip with Cura to eliminate this extrusion pass. It's pretty easy to do, and I'll show you how to do that at the end here. Okay, so here we are in the Cura slicer program. If you come over here to this tab that says Start End G-Code, there's two files here. There's start.gcode and end.gcode. What's in these files gets added to the beginning and end of the 3D model file that you're sending to the 3D printer. So this start code is appended to the beginning of the print file, and it sets up a bunch of things, units and positioning, and sets the bed temperature and the print temperature and all those things. But if you come down here to the near the bottom, you see right here it says move the platform to purge extrusion, 0 extruded length, and extrude 30 millimeter of feedstock. What you can do if you want to get rid of that, I'll put in a note here and just come down here and comment out those 3 lines of code. So I've just commented that out. Then you want to come up here, save your changes. So yeah, here we are in the Type A Machines web page viewer, and I've got the webcam running, and you can see here without doing that pre-extrusion purge, my outline didn't actually start printing until it got around to here, and then it finally got the filament flowing and it printed all the way to the back. So the outline probably started back here, came across, went down this edge around here, and then it finally started extruding. But that outline isn't part of your model. It's just printing an outline mainly to purge the filament or the extruder and get it flowing. So instead of doing this deliberate print down the side of the bed and wearing that same little spot out, what I've done is just use the natural brim or outline that's going to be printed no matter what. So there you go. That hopefully saves you a little bit of wear and tear on your BuildTak. I thought I'd pass that on. If you found that tip helpful, give the video a thumbs up. I'll put a couple of videos over here on the side you might be interested in. If you have any questions, put that in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.